Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Hey, I've got something really cool on the table. This is the second Shiro that I've had a chance to see. Now, the first one was the Quantum. Yeah, it was M398. It was this one. I still have them both. Thank you, Tyler, for the loan. Excellent knife. Very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. This one, a little less expensive, still pricey, but these are about $550 in that range. This is the Neon NL, and it is, well, you guys know I generally like big knives, but I really like this little one. It's LMAX. It's got what look for all the world like and feel like micarta inlays. It's titanium on multi-row bearings. It's got a really nice pocket clip. It's well made. And considering it's coming in at what I'm going to call Chris Reeve prices, about $550, that's a really nice knife. I like it better than the big one. I generally don't, but in this case I do. Yeah, so it's LMAX, it's full tie, it's got multi-row bearings. They pop up now and again. Right now I think they're pushing the Ursa, the little one. Anyway, those are more expensive. And those are in Chromax, which is some sort of fancy LMAX. But this one's just, oh, there you go, LMAX. And I like LMAX. I like the full flat grind. I very much like the ergonomics of this handle. It's exceptionally comfortable for a small knife. Action, of course, is just almost otherworldly, right? Really great flip, nice controlled close. I really like this knife. It's got the Shiro hardware that you can't, I guess you get a little flathead in there if you wanted to, if you needed to, but I'm not a huge proprietary hardware guy, but I've had this now for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Sorry about that, Tyler. And it hasn't needed any tuning. So let's do some size comparisons just for giggles. Let's get that lined up. Let's get its specs out of the way. I know a lot of you like that stuff, and then we'll do some size comparisons. So you're looking at 3¼ inches of cutting on 3¼ inches of LMAX steel. The grip area from behind that flipper tab, you're coming in at a little over 3½, which is why, although my finger does overrun the knife just a little bit, it's not enough that it's an issue. And because of the way this is shaped, I get a really good grip. Knife overall, from tip to tail, we're coming in at 7½ inches, which is a good small knife. Medium if you are women carry knives. In my case, that's a small knife, but it's really well done. Closed length on the Neon NL, coming in at a little over 4¼ And the pocket profile does have a flipper, but everything is chamfered, knocked down. It's really well done. We're looking at 1¼ inch, so it's very lean in the pocket, really slicey. Again, I love just a full flat grind. This is quite marvelous, really, as a cutting tool. Let's do some size comparisons. Let's get that sort of centered there on the table. If you just want high-end steel and titanium, you could get one of these. This, of course, is the full tie highball. It's a Smoky Mountain Knife Works sprint run of an inexpensive Kershaw done in better materials. These are very similar in overall size. You get a little more cutting up here on the Shiro. I just thought it would be funny to do the first comparison, a $99 knife versus a nearly $600 knife, but that's just me. I'm crazy that way. Here are some knives you may be a little more familiar with. Let's move that down to about there. There we go. Here's against the PM2. As you can see, the Neon is considerably smaller than the PM2, which means it's going to be much closer in size, and it is, to the Para 3. I think it's weird that I like the smaller Shiro more than I liked the big Shiro, but I just do. That's the way knives are sometimes. You get into a knife and they've done something just right and it feels perfect. And I have to tell you that this is an exceptionally good daily carry pocket tool. Let's see, do we have something I can use for this work? So the pocket clip is grippy, but nothing too bad. And as you can see, there's not a lot of knife sticking out. So it's really comfortably done. Yeah. I mean, if I was going to spend $500, $600 on a knife, well, hold on. Okay. Sorry. I had to go grab this. Okay. So this is my Sebenza 31. This is the bog oak. These were $660. Now, it is considerably bigger than the Shiro. I'm not saying that it's a size thing, but this was $660. This was $550. Okay. It is rare that I come across a knife that is, this is too expensive. They're both too expensive, but it's rare that I come across a knife that cuts as well as the Sebenza and feels as good in hand. I really love this knife a lot. This does. Now, it's not, it's a little more factory. I know these are factory made, but these have kind of a handmade feel to them no matter what they do. This is a little more factory, but it is just well done. I really like it. Should we weigh it? Let's weigh it. The Shiro Neon feels pretty light. It really does. Yeah, 2.7 ounces. I mean, that's an ounce, less than an ounce more than the bug out. Do I have a bug out handy? Hey now. Hey. Now. I guess I don't. How odd. Okay. Well, I don't have my bug out handy, but bug out is 1.9 ounces. This is, again, 2.7. So it's less than an ounce, and it's about the same size as a bug out. A little bit bigger. If you're going to drop $400 or $500 on a pocket knife, you got to make sure that it really suits you. Like, really suits you. Like, I love a ton my Sebenza. This thing is just amazing. But, and I got to tell you, ordinarily when we get into these really expensive knives, people are like, do you recommend them? And I always say no. I love this little 3-pin backspacer they got going on right there. Can you see that? I just think it's cool, right? And the barrel spacer looks like you might be able to get a lanyard on that. It'd be close without cutting it. But I just love how they've done the barrel spacer. It's really cool. It's got like texture to it. It's very rare that I find myself holding a knife that costs this much money, and I without question can recommend it. I don't like the full-size Shiro for $1,400. I just don't. But this, okay. If you are looking to spend too much money on a knife, let's be honest, this is an excellent way to go. So if you've been thinking about getting yourself a Neon, and now I know this is the small version of the Shiro F95, which leads me to this. If you happen to have an F95 and you'd like me to review it, send it along, because if it's this knife but bigger, maybe that's the perfect Shiro. I don't know. For now, this is, of the two Shiros that I've had the opportunity to look at, this is by far my favorite. I mean, we're coming in at what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Now through the middle. Yeah, we are less than a ½ inch through the handle. That Elmax blade stock is back here at the thickest, 130 thousandths, which is, yeah, 3.3 millimeters, right? It's nice thin blade stock. It's got all this drop, comes down to a really lovely edge. Yeah. So there you have it. That is the Shirogorov Neon NL. Of the two Shiros I've had a chance to hold, it is by far my favorite. Maybe you'll dig it too. If you get a chance to check one out, please do so. If you have any questions about this or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. And once again, thank you, Tyler.